Sorry about that. We got cut off for a moment, but to go back to the Eight of Wands in reverse. A lot of people not willing to allow all of the pieces to fall into place in their life, not willing to allow themselves to go through this transformation, through this process. There's something big about the Eight of Wands that is allowing a process to unfold in your life. And with the Eight, we're always dealing with this transformation, this internal transition, this power, this intensity of stepping into your own power, your own truth, this deep intensity that are you willing to allow these pieces to fall into place? And it's not for you to sit back and do nothing, as we are in an intense moment of moving forward, pushing forward through challenges, through obstacles, taking action. But there's also something big about allowing all of these pieces to fall into place with the Eight of Wands. That are you willing to allow everything to go into motion as it is? And we are in this eclipse season where we're in this really intense moment right now of just needing to allow all of the pieces to fall into place in your life. So this is a big moment for those of you who are pushing forward, those of you who are moving forward. Remember that before we entered this eclipse season, that we were in this energy and this momentum of this Capricorn buildup and Mars and Scorpio being the action, the drive, pushing you forward from this internal space. Scorpio being internal, this internal knowing, this intuition, where if you have been working towards this moment of building this momentum in your life and working and striving for something better and utilizing this internal guidance, this internal knowing with this Mars and Scorpio to act on what you already know that you are being guided towards in your life, that this is a moment of allowing all those pieces to fall into place. And we talked about with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Cups, that this is a moment of truth for a lot of people about what your decision is. Are you going to take the offering or not? This Ace of Cups is always a big offering from Spirit about this direction that you're going in your life. This is a major choice. And I mentioned before, if you watched that solar eclipse video, that this solar eclipse in Capricorn is a choice. And we're in this eclipse now where it is a major choice about if you are climbing to the top or not. And there's something big about how Capricorn really doesn't go backwards. If you're going backwards, you're falling into this space of repeating old patterns and old systems and old beliefs that don't serve this new space that you are in now, as we all collectively are elevating. And so this is where this big Gemini North Node split comes in next year, where once Gemini is delivering all these facts, this data, this information to us through this destiny point, it's going to create a major split of those who are willing to take this and run with it, and those who are in resistance to this. And so there's a big thing about Sagittarius being on the South Node, dealing with these old belief systems and dealing with these old stories that we've told ourselves that actually don't serve us on our path. So that South Node in Sagittarius that we'll see in May is going to break down these old stories and old belief systems that we've ingrained in ourselves, pushing us towards the facts, the data, the information at this destiny point of the truth, the information is going to come out to us on a collective level. And it's a major split between who is willing to accept the truth and the information and the data and the facts that is coming, and those who are still staying in their belief systems, in their stories that they built for themselves. So this is going to be a major point that we are moving into that is about the facts, the data, the information, and eliminating these old stories that we've told ourselves with the Sagittarius South Node. Now, last card, we have the Hanged Man, and it's interesting because a lot of people see this as a negative card. There's something about the Hanged Man that is always about commitment. What are you willing to commit to? What are you willing to tie yourself down to? And this big story that we are moving into now as we're going into 2020, into this new decade, this new chapter, this new year, that this Hanged Man is so congruent with this Capricorn story of what are you committing to? What are you putting your time and effort to? What are you willing to tie yourself down to? Is this major story. And those of you who are not willing to commit to anything, this is where you are headed backwards, because not making the decision is a decision to go backwards at this point with this South Node in Capricorn. So now, this is about those of you who are committing to this new story, this new chapter, whether that is forwards or backwards. If you are making a choice in your life, you are moving forwards into this new space in your life, because this is this North Node in Cancer story about this new connection, this new divine connection, this new surrounding, this new familiar space of what you are connected to, what you are attached to, where you find emotional fulfillment in, moving into this divine emotional connection in this destiny space, and moving away from these old structures, old systems that don't make sense anymore in your life. And with Uranus retrograde in Taurus, this is the moment of breaking down these old values, these old relationships, these old attachments that no longer serve you. So Uranus trying to elevate us by breaking down these old values that no longer serve us in our lives, moving us to something that is more worth it, something that holds more value, something that will elevate us on our journeys in life. And so this is big, a part of this whole story about stepping into your truth and about taking the offering and allowing these pieces to fall into place. That it's also a commitment about what are you going to stay in, what is sustainable for you, where do you find the worth, the value, what are you trusting to tie yourself down in? Because this is a moment where if you are straying from the path that you've created for yourself, then you are headed backwards into old patterns. Because now this Mars and Scorpio energy and this Capricorn stellium, along with this big Uranus in Taurus, is dealing with your worth, your value of what you are connected to, what are you committing to, what are you staying in at this moment. And remember that Chiron is in Aries, where this Chiron in Aries is farming a new identity for us. This is breaking down these old attachments to what we see our identity as and what we believe it is, to what is actually in sync with who we truly are. So this is big, as this energy is trying to elevate us, it's trying to move us into this space that is congruent with who we truly are and what our life truly looks like. So that is your Daily Tarotscope for December 22nd through December 28th. This Sun conjunct Jupiter moment. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. If you have not checked out the first part of this video, go ahead and go back and check that out first. That will make much more sense when you connect the two videos together. But I hope you all have a great day and a wonderful holiday, and I will see you in the next video.